How are you doing, folks? I'm gonna use the format of the channel that I'm using in Portuguese, the same way in English, just to briefly, between 5 to 10 minutes, share the experiences I have had with God and the background of what I write. Today I'm going to talk about an experience I had when I was around 17 to 18. I was attending university in the city of Londrina, in the University of Unopar. That's where I lived my entire life, and I, because of a lot of stuff that happened from my 17 to 18 years old, I was being left away from the grace of God, from the presence in the community, from the church, the Catholic Church, and a lot of things with the university. Also, the friends there, the sort of lifestyle they would live, that would be the opposite of the lifestyle that is the one we try to live in a church as Catholics. And I was, in a sense, completely away from the life of grace. So, from the mercy of God, in one of these days, in the first year I was attending the university, I felt inside of me the will, the desire to get back to the grace of God and to live the way I lived since my baptism when I was 15. So I used to participate in a charismatic group called Messias da Paz, and they were passing through a very difficult phase where very few people were attending, and I came to join in one Saturday night for their prayer. And given there were just a few people, they were inside the room where the tabernacle is placed in the church, and I was there praying with them for around 30 to 40 minutes when I felt that the desire to put my hands in the tabernacle. So I was kneeling there and we were praying, and a lot of things happened. And in this moment, we were asking Jesus to purify us with his blood from our sins, from everything. And I felt like my knees and my legs were sleeping. I don't know if that's the correct word you would use in English, but that's what I felt like. It was burning and suddenly sleeping, like when you sleep in over your members. So it was sleeping, and then I had an experience we call in a charismatic movement, the sleep in the spirit. So I felt like my soul was being elevated away from my body. My body stayed there in the floor in this experience, and my soul was being brought up in a sort of tunnel where someone was holding my hands, and I felt inside of me, my consciousness said, I'm not worthy of having this experience. And I heard a voice saying, you are my friend. When he said, you are my friend, I had the certainty that this was Jesus. So Jesus was bringing me up and up and up, and I had the vision of the church and everyone that was around there, and I was being brought up and up to a very high place. And whenever we arrived, there was a sort of a room, 4 walls, and I felt like there was someone very important there, and it was God the Father, and Jesus passed through the walls, There was no doors. I didn't pass. When Jesus passed, my hand couldn't go through the wall, so I start falling down back to my body through the same tunnel, to the same path I have gone up. So I was coming down, and as I did come down back to my body, I felt the voice saying again, "You are not ready to come to the Father's room," or something like that. So I got back to my body, and people were still praying, and you know. Now this was when I was 18. Now 13 years later, I heard something called near-death experience, or NDE, and it's something that happens when someone is considered clinically dead, and they have this sort of a same experience when their soul is away from their body and they go through a tunnel. Most people do more or less the same thing, going up, either with someone like a male version or a female version. You can say it's Jesus or it's Our Lady, but regardless, this is the moment when someone is considered dead and their soul separates from their physical body. So I had this experience, and I found it's very interesting, the fact that I have never heard about near-death experience before in my life. I didn't have a clue that this existed, and I found it was very interesting for me to know what this was about. But one could say I had a mystical experience when I was praying in the front of the tabernacle, and Jesus was there in physical presence in the Eucharist, in his body, blood, soul, and divinity. I died. I died out of love for him. I died because of his love for me. My physical body couldn't resist to the amount of grace that was being poured out into my soul. So my soul separated from my body, and I had this experience, the same experience a lot of people around the world had, with this sort of same scenarios as well. But anyway, I just wanted to share. This is the first part out of 3 of the experiences I had. This is actually one of the experiences, the first one out of 3. There's gonna be a lot more I'm gonna be sharing with you guys here. If you'd like to subscribe to this channel to keep up with the videos, I'm gonna try to record at least 1 per week, if not 2 per week. So I'm gonna also try to share with you here some of the poems that I have written in English. I'm not gonna try to translate the ones I wrote in Portuguese because it's not as good if it was originally written in English. So I'm gonna be sharing with you these experiences with God, as well as the poems I wrote and the background of them. Thank you very much. God bless you.